You know the feeling. The room is quiet, your phone is down, the lights are off, and suddenly your brain opens every file you were trying not to read. That one message you sent, that thing you said 3 years ago, that bill you have not paid yet, that future you are trying to figure out. During the day you were fine, but now it is midnight. Nothing is happening, and somehow everything feels urgent. But the strange truth is this: you are not overthinking because you are broken. You are overthinking because your brain finally has space to hear itself. All day, your mind is busy surviving the modern world. Notifications, people, work, noise, decisions, movement. Tiny problems stacked on tiny problems. Your attention gets pulled from one thing to the next so quickly that many thoughts never finish. They stay open, like tabs in a browser, and at night, when the world gets quiet, those tabs start making noise. This is one reason unfinished thoughts feel so powerful. In the 1920s, a psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik noticed something interesting. Waiters remembered unpaid orders better than orders that were already complete. The mind held on to the unfinished thing, not because it loved stress, because unfinished things ask to be closed. Your brain does this too. The awkward conversation, the uncertain plan, the problem you avoided because there was no time. At night, your brain says, now can we look at this? And because there is no meeting, no bus, no customer, no message, no background noise, the thought feels louder than it really is. It is not always bigger at night. It is just less covered. But there is another reason nighttime overthinking feels so heavy. At night, your brain loses evidence. In daylight, the world corrects you. You can see faces, you can check messages, you can move your body, you can solve small things. But in bed, most of your information disappears. There is darkness, stillness, silence. Your body is tired. Your options feel smaller. So your brain does what it has always done when information is missing. It guesses. And the human brain does not usually guess in the happiest direction. It guesses toward danger. That sounds dramatic, but it makes sense. For most of human history, the brain that ignored possible danger did not last very long. The brain that checked twice, worried early, and imagined what could go wrong had a better chance of keeping the body alive. Joseph Ledoux, a neuroscientist who studied fear, helped show how quickly the brain can react to possible threats before the thinking mind fully understands them. Your alarm system is fast. It is not polite. It does not wait for the full story. It sees uncertainty and says, pay attention. That is why one small thought at night can grow teeth. A message with no reply becomes rejection. A small mistake becomes failure. A future problem becomes disaster. A weird body sensation becomes something serious. Your brain is not trying to torture you. It is trying to protect you with old tools. The problem is that old tools do not always fit modern life. Your ancestors worried about predators, hunger, weather, injury, and being left outside the group. You worry about rent, visas, exams, jobs, relationships, money, health, comments, screenshots, deadlines, and whether your life is moving fast enough. Different world. Same nervous system. Your body does not always know the difference between a tiger in the grass and a tomorrow you cannot control, so it prepares. Your heart feels a little louder. Your thoughts move faster. Your chest feels tighter. Your mind starts building futures you never asked to visit. And then something strange happens. You try not to think. You tell yourself, stop, go to sleep. Do not think about this now. But the more you push the thought away, the more it comes back. A psychologist named Daniel Wegner studied this with a simple idea called thought suppression. When people were told not to think about a white bear, the white bear kept returning. Because to avoid a thought, your mind has to keep checking whether the thought is there. So when you say, do not think about tomorrow, part of your brain keeps looking for tomorrow. And there it is. Again, this is why nighttime overthinking can feel like fighting yourself. One part of you wants rest, another part wants certainty, and certainty is very hard to find at 2 a.m. At night, your brain wants answers. Will this work out? Did I mess this up? What if everything goes wrong? What if I am falling behind? What if I never fix this? But most of those questions cannot be solved from a bed in the dark. They need time, information, sleep, a calmer body, a real next step. Instead, your tired brain tries to solve your whole life using fear as fuel. And fear is a terrible planner. It does not create clear strategy. It creates loops. A loop feels like thinking, but it is not the same as thinking. Real thinking moves somewhere. It finds one action, one decision, one useful sentence, one thing to do tomorrow. Overthinking circles the same fear until the fear feels familiar. That is why you can spend an hour thinking and still feel like nothing has changed, because your brain was not solving, it was scanning. There is value in understanding this. The goal is not to hate your mind for overthinking. The goal is to see what it is trying to do. It is trying to close unfinished tabs. It is trying to predict danger. It is trying to protect your future self. It is trying to create certainty in a moment where certainty is not available. That does not make every thought true. It only means every thought is asking for attention, and attention is not the same as belief. A thought can arrive without being a command. A fear can feel real without being accurate. A problem can matter without needing to be solved tonight. Sometimes the kindest thing you can say to your brain is not, "Shut up." It is, "I see what you are trying to do." Write it down, name the worry, give it a place to land. Not because writing magically fixes your life, because it tells the brain the file has been saved. Tomorrow can handle this. Sleep is not avoidance. Sleep is part of the solution. Researchers like Matthew Walker have shown how deeply sleep affects emotion, memory, and the way the brain processes stress. A tired brain is not your wisest brain. It is your most threatened brain. So when you are lying there at night, replaying a conversation, predicting disaster, or building a courtroom inside your head where you are always guilty, remember this: your brain is not revealing the truth. It is revealing what still feels unfinished. The dark did not create the fear. The silence did not create the problem. The night simply removed the noise. And when the noise disappeared, your mind finally spoke. So tonight, when your brain opens every file you were trying not to read, you do not have to read them all. You can notice them. You can save them. You can let the oldest part of you know that the danger is not here in the room. And maybe the thought that felt like a monster at midnight will look much smaller in the morning because you were not broken. You were tired. And your brain was trying, in its old human way, to keep you safe